Mention the Kama Sutra, and most people instantly picture a purely physical, hedonistic catalog of acrobatic sexual positions wrapped in exotic incense. Read the actual text, and that perception evaporates. Vatsayana's work is an exhaustive guide dedicated overwhelmingly to sociology, philosophy, and upper-class lifestyle advice. The text belongs to a specific literary genre called the Shastra. In ancient India, a Shastra functioned as a highly specialized technical manual designed to categorize a subject, in this case human behavior, with objective, quasi-scientific precision. Vatsayana, a 3rd century philosopher, operated as a grand synthesizer and archivist. He meticulously compiled and edited lost fragments of much older literature to rescue the discipline of Kama Shastra from history. To prevent future scribes from corrupting his work, Vatsayana used a system of mathematical checks. He strictly bounded the manuscript to 1,250 verses, distributed across exactly 36 chapters and 7 specialized adhikaranas, or books. This rigid architecture transformed the text into a structural blueprint intended to help educated citizens rationally navigate the chaotic forces of human desire. Book 1 establishes the text's foundational philosophy, the Purusharthas. This framework defines the 4 proper aims of a balanced human life, recognizing that physical, emotional, and spiritual needs must coexist. While the text frames kama, or pleasure, as a legitimate cosmic force, it is never absolute. Pleasure must be strictly checked by dharma, which represents ethical duty, and stabilized by artha, the practical pursuit of material wealth and security. The protagonist of this lifestyle was the Nagaraka, or the man about town. These were members of the affluent, educated urban elite who possessed the private wealth required to sustain such a highly curated daily routine. A true Nagaraka was expected to master the 64 kalas, or arts. While Book 2 details the mechanics of intimacy, Book 1 mandates a much broader curriculum, requiring proficiency in complex subjects like chemistry, cryptography, architecture, and the logic of public debate. In Vatsayana's world, pleasure is an intellectual discipline. Executing it properly requires a foundation of significant wealth, rigorous education, and aesthetic refinement. Books 2 and 3 approach courtship with a clinical detachment that leaves little room for modern concepts of romance. The text categorizes humans by physical dimensions and evaluates potential marriages based on astrological compatibility and socioeconomic logistics. Book 4 functions as an administrative manual for wives. It outlines the heavy responsibilities of managing a prosperous household, from overseeing finances and servants to navigating the complex power hierarchies within a polygamous family. Book 5 explores extramarital affairs with detached observation, identifying 4 primary catalysts for infidelity: novelty, revenge, power, and deep emotional dissatisfaction. Vatsayana details strategies for these liaisons, but warns against them, arguing adultery fractures the social order and violates dharma. Book 6 turns to the economy of the courtesan. Drawing on the work of Ditaka, it provides a business manual for professional women, teaching them how to identify profitable lovers and how to gracefully terminate a relationship once a client's wealth is depleted. By stripping away the veneer of sentiment, the Kama Sutra maps the transactional, psychological, and hierarchical mechanics that govern human interactions. For a document from the 3rd century, the Kama Sutra contains remarkably progressive elements. It advocates for women's education, insists on female sexual agency, and recognizes the third nature, a formal gender category for individuals who express both or neither masculine and feminine traits. However, these elements are embedded in a rigid patriarchal framework. Outside the bedroom, the text demands total domestic subordination, even outlining a practice called sexual combat that formally incorporates physical violence as a theatrical role. The text also utilizes the varna, or caste system, to gate sexual accessibility. Vatsayana dictates that legitimate pleasure can only be achieved through unions within one's own social class, framing lower caste men pursuing upper caste women as a direct threat to the social hierarchy. The Kama Sutra functions as a socio-political tool,
It allows the Brahmanical elite to regulate desire and maintain total social control through a highly calculated set of rules. In 1883, this complex document collided with the severe purity culture of Victorian England. Captain Richard Francis Burton produced a pirated, deliberately distorted translation for private circulation among his peers. Burton engaged in linguistic sabotage, substituting standard Sanskrit anatomical terms with the sacred spiritual words lingam and yoni. By weaponizing these terms for simple genitalia, he permanently exoticized the text for a Western audience. To comply with 19th century British law, Burton erased Vatsayana's discussions of female agency and queer sex acts. He effectively reduced an expansive sociological treatise to a simplistic mechanical sex manual. This hyper-sexualized framing of Indians as heathens gave the British Raj an intellectual justification to replace indigenous customs with Anglo-Saxon morality. This manifested in Section 377, a colonial law that criminalized non-procreative sex and suppressed the indigenous colonized body. Academic restoration finally arrived in 2003 with Wendy Doniger's translation. Her work stripped away the colonial gaze, restoring Vatsayana's original emphasis on mutual agency and the necessity of emotional connection between partners. The Kama Sutra remains a unique historical window. It documents the specific points where desire, power, and social class collided in ancient India, recording a society's attempt to map the most complex facets of human nature.